Can you guys see me now? Okay, I'm here. What's happening? I had to go pee. Okay. Can you hear me? Let me know if you can hear me. If you can't hear me, I feel like I'm so... Ow. Hold on. Am I closer now? I don't know what's happening. Okay. Hi, everybody. This is Lily's News. I'm Lily. Today's been a crazy day. Today's been an absolutely bonkers. Yes, we hear. Good. I love that. Today's been a crazy day. I'm going to tell you why before we get into the show of all the things. Hi, Deborah and Lone Wanderers Bunker. How are you? Are you okay? Are you okay? You okay? Are you good? So today I quit my job. And when I say that, it's not like I was like, I've had enough, and I just left. I quit my job that I've had for 9 years. I enjoyed. It wasn't a terrible job. I enjoyed it. It wasn't what I wanted to wake up and do every day, but I enjoyed it. But I quit it. I quit my job. In this economy, I know. Yes, I'm fine. That's good. I'm not having a freak out. Like, I'm not freaking out about it. Externally, internally, things are going crazy. They're moving too far away For me, I don't want to do a 30-minute commute in the morning. I don't want to be stuck in traffic for an hour coming home. I don't want to do it. So I said goodbye. And how am I feeling about that? Don't know. Don't know yet. I will tell you on Monday. Well, I'll tell you on Friday. So we have a lot of important things to do today to talk about. Crystalline actually suggested, or was it Keisha? Someone suggested for me to look into the Madeline Soto situation earlier this week. And I said, okay, I haven't heard of it, so let me look into it. And boy, oh boy, is this important, and we need to talk about it. And I thought that we could do it together as a family. Okay, so let's just jump in. I think it's all good. Let's just jump in to like what's happening. Hi, Crystalline. How are you? Were you the one who suggested Madeline Soto to me? I'm thoroughly intrigued by this behavior from so many of these humans in this case, and not like in a good way. I'm not like, oh wow, this is so interesting. I'm like, oh wow, this is a crock of shit, right? Like this is all absolute bullshit, and it's completely all of it is like so bad. Okay, I'm going to prepare you. I'm going to give you a warning right now. It will eventually, in the story, we'll get to the point of SA, which is the sexual assault, battery, CSAM, which is child assault material. If you are not comfortable in hearing that, if you are in the replay crew or anything like that, this video is not going to be for you. We are going to be talking about a young girl's life, potentially leaving life that was, in what I believe to have been happening in her life, that led up to the current state, which is her murder. So if that is not what you are interested in hearing, or if it will be too triggering for you, that is okay. There is no shame, no harm, no foul. That is okay. You do not have to subject yourself to something that is going to hurt you internally, mentally, emotionally. I'm going to talk about this for my full show today because this is really, really important. Because it hurt my heart to the point where I think we need to have conversations, even if it's just the 5 of you watching and me. I think we need to have these conversations, and we need to continue on a daily basis to spread our blinders, not in a be nosy to your neighbor, but to continue to learn human behavior, because something like this, completely avoidable. The only person that's to blame, or people that's to blame for the final event, are the people who did the bad things. But I don't see any harm in learning. I have a hair in my face. Don't see any harm in learning and recognizing potential, I don't want to say markers, but like markers in the way people live, the way people act, especially when it comes to children. So I think this is a really important conversation. Like I said, if you are not comfortable, capable, willing, that is totally fine. No harm, no foul. I completely understand. We'll get to some silly, goofy, messy tea next week, but this is really important. And I thank you to whoever pointed me out. I was head deep into the Hannah Rodriguez, no, the Hannah Gutierrez Reed case this past couple weeks. So that's what I haven't even seen anything else. I don't even know what's going on. I woke up one day and I'm like, oh, so we're in a police state now. Like, that's all, it was like all new to me this morning. So this is what I'm doing. So let's get into Madeline Soto, from Missing to Murdered, which is absolutely extremely disappointing. You guys have probably heard some of this in the news. If you have anything else you want to add, I'm going to try to go in kind of like a timeline fashion. So feel free to, share all of your information. Madeline Soto just turned 13, February 22nd. And she celebrated her birthday on February 25th, which was a Sunday. And unfortunately, her mother could not be in attendance of her daughter's 13th birthday party because she had to work. And when I tell you, when I first watched like an informative piece of content about this case, I paused. First words, birthday party, mom wasn't, pause. I'm sorry. There's nothing that would have kept my mother away from my 13th birthday party. You're turning a teenager. Like, some view it as like the steps to, you're turning into a woman. You're not turning, you're not like morphing into, but you're taking that numbered step to like growing up. This is like, this is an important one, right? Like, all the ones when you're a kid are important until like you're 21 and you're like, well, I can drink, I can vote, and I can run up my credit cards. As a mother, you want to be at your child's 13th birthday party that's in your home, right? Like, I don't understand why you had to work. Don't. You are the adult. You have the decision-making abilities to say, no, it's my daughter's 13th birthday party. And, like, you don't just throw together a birthday party in, like, 6 hours. It's planned. It was on a Sunday for a reason, right? Because during the week, on the 22nd, it's a school night, right? So you celebrate on the week. Why do you mean you couldn't be there? What do you mean you couldn't be there? Already red flag. And I was like, I immediately don't like this. So that Monday after the 25th was a Sunday, the birthday party. The 26th, Madeline went missing. So when her mother, Monday afternoon, went to go pick up Madeline from middle school, she was not there. Nowhere to be seen. So she drove around. Jennifer, we'll just call her Jennifer, Madeline's mother, drove around, it's her name, Jennifer, drove around, kind of to like the hot spots that Madeline would maybe like go to. Reached out to people at the school and was like, she wasn't in attendance. She either reached out, so I've heard a couple of things. She either reached out or got some kind of automated call. She wasn't in school all day. Pause. Like, pause. What do you mean you are not informing the parent of the child until like 4:30, 5 o'clock at night that their child wasn't in school all day and wasn't like marked to be out of school? We're not gonna call parents, until whatever, if they were taken out of school, by the parents or something like that. Like, what do you mean? Red flag, but some people have poor organizational skills. The first thing you do is make sure you get time off work. Then you plan something. Right. And like, when your daughter's birthday is coming up. Like, your daughter's birthday. And I get it. Oh, you'll have the party. But sorry, babe, I gotta work. I don't know. It was a red flag to me. Another thing that I didn't like, not necessarily Jennifer's issue, but the school. I have friends who have kids in middle school and high school, and they get a phone call by like an hour into the school that your kid hasn't shown up to school yet. What type of school? You're telling me And you're not going to tell the parents that their child wasn't in school all day until 4:30, 5 o'clock at night? What do you mean? That's weird. That's a thing. That's a system that could be changed, right? I mean, I know the funding for schools is very low. Like, I get it. I know that. But, like, stuff like this can happen. Potentially, in one scenario, right? And we'll get to why I'm saying one scenario. One scenario, Jennifer could have been notified at 9:30, 10 o'clock in the morning that her daughter was missing, and people could have started looking a lot earlier. One scenario. Okay. So she went back home and was like, oh my gosh, like where she's getting in this information that her daughter wasn't in school. She calls the police. And she's like, hey, my daughter is missing. Madeline, she is 13. Where is my daughter? So the police start looking, and there's energy behind it. There's energy behind it, right? And so the next day, I'm trying to process it as I'm like saying it out loud. I'm sorry. In the Andrew Godson case, the school called, but they called the number above his, so the parents never got the call that he wasn't present. Andrew has been missing 14 years now. Yes. There's human error involved for sure in that. Like, there's a lot of human error involved in that case. And I say, like, one situation, like, my friends would know that their kid's staying home, but they would still get the phone call, you know? They would say they're not coming in today. They'd still get the phone call because it's like, keep track of the babies. Like, we have to keep track of the babies. Keep track of the babies. So the next day, things are really kicking off. The media is on that there is a missing child. The police are on top of this missing child. Like, they are all hands on deck, right? And then this is where the interviews start happening. So what you see a lot of times when a child is missing is the parents, the family, the loved ones coming out and talking to media and saying, hey, this needs eyeballs. My daughter, my son, my nephew, my cousin is missing. This is what they look like. This is what happened. This is where they were. Do you know anything? If you do, call. Do you know anyone who might know something? Ask them to call. Give us all of the information. We are looking for a human being. We will look. We want you to help look. If you have some free time, please help us find, in this case, our daughter. So that's what Jennifer and her longtime boyfriend, Stefan, or Steven, as I'm going to call him because I don't think he deserves the Stefan of it all, did. So, let me, let me pull up. Okay, so I'm going to start with the first press conference from the police video because I want like them to tell you this, basically the same stuff I just did, but you're gonna hear the story of what was told to them, which was that Steven dropped, or see, this is where it gets really confusing and like hard for me to like say. So Jennifer is going to say in her interview a bunch of different things. We, him, us, I, when it comes to dropping Madeline off for school in the morning. The police are a little kind of hazy, a little confused about that as well as it's happening. And you're going to hear and see a lot of things that don't quite align. Like, all the information should kind of be the same if it's coming from the person who dropped her off, from the person who knows that he dropped her off, and the person is being told all this information, right? So if you dropped, hi Black Queen 777. So if you and your partner have a 10-year long routine, let's just say that it's a man and woman partnership. The man drops the daughter off at school every morning. He comes back home, grabs his coffee, goes to work. The mom, she goes to work later, so she sleeps in a little later. She gets up, goes to work, blah, 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 right? Whatever the routine is. If it's the same routine every time, it's like writing your name. It's the same. So you, as, say, the woman in the situation, be able to say, well, he dropped her off just like every other fucking morning, right? Came back, grabbed some coffee, went to work. I woke up, took my shower, and then I went to work. You know, I put the dinner in the refrigerator, marked dinner, put in the oven. You know, so that type. He should be saying, I dropped her off, I went home, got my coffee, and I went to work. So the cop should be saying, well, what happened was he dropped her off, he went home, got his coffee, she woke up because she works later. So like it should all be like this fluid, like stream of information, right? And I get, because people are gonna be like, well, they're in of course. Everyone deals with these situations differently. I have no idea how I would deal with it because it's never happened to me. I don't have a child. I've never had anyone in my family go missing, right? I don't know how I would deal with it. But I do know that it would not be this way that you'll see them. Trust me when I say that. It would not be the way that they're dealing with it. And that's not me saying they're doing it wrong. That's just me saying it wouldn't be me. Okay. Let me put these on so I also can hear. Okay, so I'm going to play the first police press conference from the police looking for sweet little... Nope, that's not it. Sweet little... Madeline, why are you not playing? Oh my goodness. Let me know if you guys can hear it good. I'm gonna speed it up just a little bit. Volume low. Okay. All right. 1 second. I'll fix it. I think.
Specialized personnel who are investigating this case and searching for Madeline right now. And we will not stop until we find her. So,
how is that? Okay. I think I fixed it. How was that volume before I came back? Yay! Okay.
Detectives, intelligence analysts, and specialized personnel who are investigating this case and searching for Madeline right now.
Awesome.
And we will not stop until we find her. So, Madeline is 13 years old. She has been missing since 8:30 on Monday morning when mom's boyfriend dropped her off near Hunters Creek Middle School. He dropped her off actually near the Peace United Methodist Church on Town Boulevard. So I'll kind of go through like a timeline of it.
Okay, so before he goes through his timeline, I want to make sure you guys can hear me. So you guys probably can. So before he goes through his timeline, he said, make note, that the boyfriend, Steven, dropped her off near the middle school. Let me clarify what near actually means, because it means almost half a mile away. Yes, say boo if you can't hear and yay if you can. Absolutely. I love that. So he said near because Stephen didn't pull up to the middle school and drop her off. A lot of people, when they're in their teens, are a little embarrassed. Don't drop me off right in front of school. I did it too. Oh, don't drop me off right in front of school, Mom. Don't do that, right? It's a normal teenager thing. But half a mile, I think it's like 0.4 miles, or almost a half a mile away, for you to drive away with like an hour really before, because I think the school started at like 9:30 within it. So you're dropping the kid off around 8:30. They don't have to be to school for another hour. And they're just in a church parking lot almost half a mile away from school. That right there already seems a little bit suspicious, right? Like that right there, that energy, I don't vibe with. But this is the information that's coming out to the public at this time in the story.
As we know it. Like I said, Mom's boyfriend dropped Madeline off at about 8:30 a.m. on Monday morning, a few blocks away from the school. At approximately 4:30 on Monday afternoon, Madeline's mom went to the school to pick her up and found out that Madeline was not there and had never reported to school. So she never actually entered the school. And so we also learned that Madeline left her phone at home that day. So we were called.
Did she leave her phone at home? We'll hear a little bit more about the energy of the phone. Madeline was forgetful. She had ADHD. She had autistic traits. So the story that was told to the police was that Madeline forgot her phone at home.
On Monday evening at approximately 8 p.m., our patrol deputies went out there, met with Madeline's mom at the school near Hunters Creek to take a report on her missing daughter. So we started the investigation that night, started canvassing the area, looking for any witnesses or surveillance video. So later that evening, while we were doing an investigation, we did obtain an article of Madeline from the house. We called our bloodhound. The bloodhound did an extensive search, which unfortunately did not provide any results. They're doing the search, right? They're looking for Madeline. They want to find her. They're doing all of the things. They're doing, the bloodhounds. They're doing this, and they're going to get to the point where they're pulling electronics. Madeline left her phone. They're going to grab Jennifer's phone, the mom. They're going to grab Stephen's phone because Stephen is Jennifer's longtime boyfriend and they live in the house together. They're going to grab any computers, any tablets, any iPads, any Apple Watches. They're going to grab all of the electronics to try to find where Madeline is. Even though Madeline's mom, Jennifer, already went through Madeline's phone because they're supposedly super close and they tell each other everything, and she can get into her phone, and she wanted to see if maybe there was a chat room or something that she was in. Was she talking to anyone crazy or creepy or gross? Which was going to be quite unfortunate because the creepy, crazy, gross was already in the home. She didn't need a chat room for it. Her whereabouts. So our missing persons canvas.
Let's fast forward a bit.
And again conducted interviews with family members. Madeline. And so we have a command post set up out there at that area. We also have a command post set up here at the sheriff's office for the investigation.
Let's see.
Solely on finding out where Madeline is. I'll take some questions, but again.
Okay, so then he goes into questions. It's all the same stuff that I said. Why are people so evil? I don't even know. Okay, so back to the weirdness. So as this press conference is going on, there's movement happening at the house with Jennifer and Steven, right? They're trying to get the word out to other media sources about Madeline. They are doing interviews, they're talking, they're spreading the word, they're hanging up flyers, right? So I'm anxious. So like I told you guys earlier, I quit my job today. So like I'm a little off, but like this is also makes me really, really upset. So I'm going to play, we'll start off with Jennifer's interview. You are going to see something immediately. You can't miss it. You're going to see something immediately that's a little odd. Especially because I don't believe, and now I don't have like some random baseline of this person. Like I've never seen this person before. I've never heard this person talk before, but I'm going to go out on a limb and assume, I may make an ass out of me and you, but I'm going to go out on a limb and assume that what this characteristic that you are immediately going to see is not her normal state. That's just what I'm going to assume.
Soto.
Mother.
Mother.
Jennifer, tell me how you feeling right now.
I feel like I can't breathe. All I keep thinking about is, where is she? Is she safe? Is she okay? But we're all a wreck. My entire...
Are you seeing it? I hope you are, because I mean, if you're not like looking at it, then you're not. She is shaking constantly. Just one big ball of energy, anxiety. I literally just had like I need to shake out the energy moment. Right? Like I had to shake out my own anxiety moment, but she is in the constant state of shaking. She looks strung out. Like there's so many reasons why someone would be doing this or could be doing this, right? And I don't know if she does drugs. I don't know if she drinks. I don't know if she does both. I don't know if she has a chronic disorder or, a disease that would make someone... I don't know any of that. All I know is that this person has something internally happening that is externally showing itself in a shaking. I am like it's almost like a really slow shiver. She missed her morning fix. Quite possibly. I mean, it is Kissimmee, Florida. No offense to anyone in Florida, but I'm just saying, this does not feel like, just from those, what did I play? 20 seconds? Just from those 20 seconds of that footage, did you feel like that was a mom whose daughter is missing? I get scared if my cat doesn't come home when I call it. And it never manifests. This is not the same comparison, but it's not going to manifest in, hey, anyone help me find my cat? Like, yeah, I'm gonna... Like I said, everyone can deal with this in different ways. There's no right or wrong answer. Yeah, she's on drugs. But it's very, very strange. Very, very strange, right? Let's listen to a little bit more. This is 50 minutes long. I'm not going to listen to the whole thing because we got so many other things to talk about. And my brain's moving kind of slow.
We're just so worried.
Are you so worried? Where are the tears? I'm only seeing fear. When I'm looking into Jennifer's eyes right here, I am seeing fear for herself. Like, she's scared for herself. Not, I'm scared for somebody else. That's not the vibe. I'm not getting, I am so scared right now for my daughter. I don't know where she is. Energy, I'm so scared for myself. Something happened to my daughter and I'm going to go to jail. I don't want someone to find out what I did. I don't want someone to find out what I know. I don't want some. It seems like a very personal level of fear right now. It doesn't feel to me that she's scared about her missing, at this point, missing daughter. She does. It just doesn't feel it. When I first watched this, I kind of went into it with like very minimal information. You know, I basically had a little bit of this, a little bit of that, and I went in. This is very, what's his name? Chris Watts? Is that his name? Oh, please come home. Oh, the man killed his family, his wife, his 2 kids, and his unborn son. And he's like, oh man, I just hope they're safe. Just hope they're safe. Chris Watts basically said, oh man, I hope my babies are safe. You know, like he basically gave a wink to the camera saying, you're never gonna catch me. Bitch, we did. This feels that's kind of same energy, but like she's really trying to play it up, but also she actually is really scared about herself. I drag my ass out of bed. I feel that, Lone Wanderer. I feel that. No, I grew up in a situation where my stepdad's office was like very, very close, like half a block away from my school. My school was also only like 4 blocks from my house, and my school had like thousands of people. And so like it made sense for my mom's boyfriend, since I was 5 years old, to take me to school if I wanted like to drive in a car there. But I also didn't grow up in like a situation where like my stepdad never gave my family any reason to never trust him. And like I don't even call him myself, like he's my father, right? Like he raised me. So like I feel like there's different mindsets to everything, and I feel like there's hundreds of different reasons why she would be acting like this, and there's hundreds of different reasons why like you, the Lone Wanderer, would be like, no, I'm taking my own kid to school. Absolutely, for sure. And a lot of the times, probably I'd say 90% of the time, my mom still did take me to the school. So she would 100% agree with you. And she would probably get to work and have that moment if she didn't take me to school. Like I would love to be able to go through my day with that reassurance before, you know, the afternoon time when I see my little baby girl again. I feel you 100%. But this, we'll get to it. I just have so many thoughts. Crystalline says she don't care her daughter is missing. I don't think at this point. I have no master's degrees. I am not a doctor. I cannot diagnose anybody. But I do feel like this face of a person, the shaking, the looking away, there's no tears is what gets me. I want to watch a little bit more to the point where we would kind of communally agree that some tears might happen, that emotions would happen. Your nose gets a little red, you know, the energy and blood sort of shifts and flows a little, like, you know, more pressure in certain spots. When you get sad, you feel it kind of pull up into your nose, your eyes start to kind of swell a little bit, your tear ducts are getting big, the tears kind of float on your eyelids. Where is any of that, right? Well, let's watch a little bit more. Oh my gosh, you guys.
When did you first realize, or when did you file a missing report?
Super hard swallow. I don't know much about body language analysis, but I do know that a really super hard swallow like that, her lips are very chapped. She has been breathing through her mouth a lot. So it feels, her mouth is dry. And super, super hard swallows like that can be, to me, in my opinion, a sign of a little bit of anxiety, a little bit of anxious, nervous tension. That's kind of manifesting in your body not being able to do its normal functions normally.
Filed a missing report. We called the police at like 4:45 yesterday, 4:45 p.m. But she actually went missing early that morning, around between 8:45 and 9 o'clock in the morning. She went missing. We had dropped her off close to the school. She wanted.
Did you hear that? We had dropped her off close to the school. Let's go back a little bit.
We had dropped her off close to the school.
Who's we? Bitch, who's we? Sorry, that was a lot. I'm so sorry. I quit my job this morning. I'm having a hard day. Not in like, it's like, I'm anxious. If you did not drop your child off at school and then your child goes missing, are you then telling the news media that you dropped your child off at school and then she went missing? If you know damn well you are not the person who dropped your child off at school, why are you telling the news that within the 24 hours of your child being missing, the most important, crucial time, that you didn't give us the straight information, or you look suspicious? Because the moment the police find out that it wasn't a we situation, there wasn't a driver, a passenger, and a 13-year-old in the back seat. There was just a driver and a 13-year-old in the car. The we wasn't a thing. You weren't even there. But going back to what I said earlier, there is that routine aspect to how the morning exists, right? We drop the kid off, he goes to work, da, 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 da. I feel like right now would be the time, your moment to get the information out to the public by you, by your face, by your voice, the mother of the missing girl. Now's the time to give them the information. Why are you not deciding your words carefully? I just don't get it. I just don't get it. Why are your words not coming out the exact way it happened? Don't say we if it wasn't a we. If it was just one and it wasn't even you. I feel like Nancy Gray's getting really bad about it. I was watching Nancy Grace talk about this, and I'm like, girl, you need to calm down. You are making speculation after speculation. I am just commenting on the things that are here. Nancy Grace is out here speculating on, like, well, what if the wind was blowing 18 miles north? I can't with Nancy Grace.
She wanted to walk the rest of the way.
How do you know? Okay. She wanted to walk the rest of the way. She wanted to walk the rest of the way. You weren't there. It might have been a previous conversation. Sure. It might have been a previous conversation. I don't want to be dropped off right at school. I don't want to be dropped off at school anymore. I want to be dropped off here at the church and I'll walk the rest of the way. That's fine. That's fine. That's a conversation as a mother you have with your daughter. That's fine. You agree upon a spot. You agree upon the time that it will happen. And you agree upon whoever is taking you, if it is Steven or Jennifer, that they're going to wait and keep an eye on you. If it's a straight block, I can see you. And then drive that way and watch her go into school. Right? Because it's a 13-year-old child. It's not 1984 anymore. We have random people just shooting up bus stations, bus stops in Philadelphia. Just because, like, it's not 1972, you know? No, you're just okay with it? You're just okay with it? Just, nah, we'll drop her off if she wants to walk. She's only, like, I get she's 13. And you wanna grow and give your daughter space. And give your child, you have to kind of let go as they grow. Like, you have to let go a little bit more as they grow, right? A half a mile walk, an hour before she has to be at school, and you're not there watching as it happens, I'm not feeling it. I'm not vibing with it. No, I'm not vibing with it. that already is too much. And if this was the first day that that's happening, she just turned 13. She had her party. She's a 13-year-old. It's Monday. She's agreed to do this walk, and it's a half a mile, and it's just a couple blocks, but it's a half a mile, right? Okay, well, why are you not doing that with your daughter? Because for you, Jennifer, your daughter, I know a lot of us may know what actually happened, but your daughter got into a car with a man who was not her father and is not a dad, and drove away. She did way more than a half a mile walk from you, right? Like, that's so, I feel like I'm going crazy. Like, what the actual crap is this? This is all just, what's this smirk? Okay, we're only a minute in, and it's almost 6. I'm having a hard time. Okay, this is noise happening in the background in the house, right? There's noise, there's probably people there, they're helping, there might be a little baby there or something. And this is her, like, breathing through it. I can't even.
Sorry about that.
How do you have the functionality to smile right now? I am so heated. I am so heated by this one. Not on International Women's Day. I am so heated by this woman. She has the functionality to smile partially. Now, this is a half smile. This is a smirk. Sorry. There's a totally different energy that comes into play with something like this. Like, oh my God, my daughter's missing. Sorry about that. What? You're lying. There should have been. I hate this so much. I don't even think, you guys know, I hate this. Oh, nice deep breath and back to the scene, right? Is that not what it felt like? Okay, sorry. Oh my
We
God.
dropped her off at school, close to school. She wanted to walk the rest of the way.
Another hard swallow. Nice deep breath.
I'm not sure what I'm allowed to share.
You share whatever you feel comfortable sharing. I know you had conversations with detectives.
There's a lot of concern in her forehead.
Whatever you feel comfortable.
I always try to remind myself that there is no rule book of life and how to act when something happens, but she lied. Like I said, I want the Lone Wanderer's bunker. I have said it. I try to keep saying it so that if I am missed, there is no rule book. Everyone deals with this sort of situation completely differently. There's no redness in her eyes at all. I'm just seeing forehead scrunch and pulled down eyebrows. Like, I am so concerned about me. Like you just got into a car accident. Like, oh man, I hope I don't get a ticket. Oh my gosh, I just rear-ended somebody. I hope I don't get a ticket. Don't yell at me. I'm sorry. You know, like, it's not giving my daughter is missing, and I need to give you all this information so everyone can go out and help find my daughter. That's not what it's giving. And we're allowed to feel that. Everyone's allowed to feel a different way by how someone is acting. It might not be the right way of feeling, depending on how that person actually feels on the truth of the matter.
That we'll
But
put the awareness out there.
Yeah, she was spotted walking by the church, by the middle school, on the cameras. They saw her hang out in the parking lot for a little bit and then get up and leave. They didn't see a vehicle or anything else. They just saw her walk away around 9 a.m. heading towards the school, but she never made it.
What has the school said? Have you given any contact with the school?
Yes, that they're doing everything they can. They've given me all their resources. The principals called me. They've looked at their cameras. I don't think they've caught anything on the cameras. Is too far away from the sidewalk. Everything is too grainy, so they can't see specific faces. But they've looked. I'm just waiting to hear anything else from them.
Is this normal behavior?
Not
to
at all.
just not show up or call or text or anything?
Not at all, no.
So this isn't normal behavior for Madeline to not show up, to not call, to not text, to not be where she's supposed to be. It's not normal behavior. She's calmed down a little bit. That Jennifer has calmed down. You can see she's no longer shaking. She's being asked questions. She's giving answers. She got the reassurance from the interviewer that whatever you're willing to share. And it kind of reassured her. She stopped shaking. Her sentences were flowing a little bit more, but still no concern that I can actually see. There's no voice kind of cutting out, no pushing back any sort of emotions. I'm not seeing emotions. I'm not seeing emotions. She could be somebody who doesn't present emotions. She could. Absolutely. She could be that type of person.
From time to time, she will leave her cell phone at home accidentally, and that's actually what happened yesterday. She left her phone at home. She went to school. But that happens from time to time. She's got ADHD. Her memory, she's very forgetful. So yeah, there's no way to track her right now because the detectives now have her phone.
Okay. So I'm not going to really go into any more of this video. The church picked her out, so whatever happened after that. Yes and no. And we're going to get to that in just a second, Black Queen 777. In this little thing, her cell phone was at home. She looked at the phone. She couldn't, there's nothing there. She can't track her phone. Did you see all that facial movement that happened? She forgets her phone. She has ADHD, she forgets her phone all the time. Her face is moving. Her eyes are closing. She's retelling the truth from her memory. When she's sitting there like this, she's not it didn't feel truthful because it felt like everything was being made up. Because her body wasn't mimicking the truthfulness of the story. Let me just... So, let me move on to... This goes on for about 10 minutes. So this is just about 8 minutes in to her interview. So she has been talking for about at least 8 minutes with this interviewer about her missing daughter. And there is no change to her coloration in her face. There's no eyes that are sad. There's the redness or anything like that. So just watch a little bit of this last part of her interview.
And you said this is not like her.
Not at all.
To run away, an argument, anything like that to provoke her?
She's never done anything like this, no. And we haven't had any arguments recently to have this outcome.
What school?
Hunters Creek Middle School.
Okay. So now it's all the same. It's all the same level throughout each. Now I want to take you into an interview done in the same spot by her boyfriend, Mr. Steven Stern. Okay? Are you ready? I am not.
He knows everything. All right, the first question is if I can get your first and last name and spell them both out for me.
Stephen Stearns, S-T-E.
Okay. Are we noticing anything already? Students. Students, what are we noticing? It'll be on the quiz. Look at his eyes. They're red, they're watery, they're bloodshot. His face is kind of flushed, but his nose is a little pink. I mean, that may be, the drink, or it may be this, but in my opinion, it's crying. I'm not gonna say sadness, because a lot of people, I don't always cry when I'm sad. Sometimes I cry when I'm really happy. Sometimes I cry when food's really good. Sometimes I cry when I just showered. It's on hair wash day. I cry so much. I cry so much for so many different things. I'm fine. But look at his eyes, and look at his eyebrows. Right? They're doing the sad scoop. They're doing the emoji sad scoop.
HANSTERNS.
Or so Stefan.
You can hear the crying in his voice too. Everything's kind of phlegmy, pushed back, a little inside. It's deep in the throat. You're kind of swallowing back your voice because of the crying. We all know. We've all been there.
You seem very emotional right now. Explain to us.
I dropped her off. Everything looked fine when I drove away. It's the last time we saw her.
More.
I dropped her off. Everything looked fine as we drove away. It was the last time we saw her. Who the hell is we? I am so sick and tired of this we shit. Who the hell is we? Who the hell is we? Okay. Can we listen to that one more time?
I dropped her off. Everything looked fine when I drove away. It's the last time we saw her.
Those three sentences are true. He dropped her off. Everything looked fine when he drove away. And that was the last time they saw her. But he did not drop her off at the church. He did not drive away from the church as she was digging through her backpack looking for headphones. And it was by choice that it was the last time that he saw her. Because what actually happened, which will be confirmed with the second police I'm not even going to listen to any more of this horrible man. He gets no more from me. The second police press conference that I'll show you in just a little bit. We're going to go over 6 p.m. Sorry. It's already 6:01. He did drop her off. Everything did look fine when he drove away. And it was the last time he saw her. That is the truth. Because he dropped her off in the woods 17 miles away from their house. Dead. His car was seen on the side of the road. Looked like he was changing a flat tire. Right off the road, nice wooded area. Everything looked fine, so he drove away. And that was the last time he saw her. Now, before that event of placing what the police believed to be already deceased Madeline Soto in the woods 17 miles away from their house, was him on camera driving a car with what they believed to be already deceased Madeline Soto in the car, and him dropping items into the dumpsters at their apartment complex. because that's where they found her backpack, her school computer, other items that belonged to Madeline. And then he traveled off way before he said he even dropped her off at the church. This was around 8:30, about 15-20 minutes before he even said he was at the church. The footage that they saw from the church was not Madeline. Probably similar build, similar hair length. It's not the best footage. It was not shared publicly. The police believed it to be from the story that was told, because the church parking lot was probably a popular area to drop your kids off, to stay to stay as close to the school as possible for parents to drop their kids off, but to also avoid the traffic. Especially if you have to be to work at 9, your kid doesn't go to school till 9:30. A church is a safe spot. That's probably where they kind of congregate before school, meet up, do their little hi friends, etc. You can stay longer, you don't have a job no more. It's so funny. Thank you for that. Thank you, Lone Wanderer. Thank you. I needed that. I needed that so much. That was so funny. Wait, don't delete it. I need it. That was so funny. Don't delete it. Oh my goodness. Yeah. So that's what happened. So I believe Wednesday afternoon or Wednesday evening, Madeline Soto was arrested. His arrest came about not because before, let me start over so the words I say make sense. Before the information and the knowledge of Madeline being deceased, and being where she was located, which happened on Friday, the Wednesday before, so the in-between day, Stephen was arrested. Why was he arrested? Because of the things that he found on his cell phone. What did they find on his cell phone? Well, he wanted them to find nothing because he claimed that he accidentally on Monday factory reset his phone. I don't know about you, but I have never in my entire life accidentally factory reset any cell phone I've ever had. And so he believed that any information that would help find Madeline from his phone will not exist because he accidentally factory reset his phone. But it turns out that the police and technology are a little smarter than you, Stephen Stern, because information is still there. The data is still there. Pictures and videos are still there. Trigger warning. Pictures and videos that go back to, I believe, 2001 or 2021 of him violating in the worst way Madeline. There is verification by this from the clothing worn by the people depicted in those pictures and videos, furniture, bedding, wall color, all of the things that were seen in those pictures and videos were found to exist and matched in the home of Madeline Soto, Jennifer Soto, and Stephen Stern. So Stephen, for the last few years, at least, that we know of, that information is available from the arrest affidavit, has been abusing Madeline in this way for A note made in the affidavit was markings of the adult male and the adult male's member. Very specific markings that were seen throughout and noted and marked. And so the CSAM on his phone was the deciding signature for the arrest warrant for him, for sexual abuse and production of CSAM. So he is arrested on Wednesday. She must have finally fought back, and he didn't like it. Quite possibly. He was supposed to show up to court a few days ago, I believe, and he decided to not show up. His lawyer showed up. He is being held without bond, because by the court appearance time, by that time, the police, in my opinion, fully believe that he is the reason, the main cause for Madeline's murder. And they're building a case. On Friday, before Madeline's body was found, this last Friday, before Madeline's body was found, the police did a press conference. And they shared that they told Jennifer that they believed that Madeline was deceased due to the information that they've gathered, and that it is no longer a search but a recovery. And the officer speaking in the press conference said that that her reaction was as any parent would react to that news. I don't believe that, but I'm sure it was. I'm sure it was a very hard reality check that Jennifer was given, that the police believe your daughter was deceased. Was it a truthful reaction from her? I don't know. I wasn't there. I didn't see it. So on Friday, her body was found where Stephen left her about 17 miles away from her home. I haven't seen anything from Jennifer. I haven't seen anything from police talking about the charges they're going to press. They're not going to talk about it. They are putting together a case. And I hope that Jennifer does not get too comfortable, because I could tell you, I would put money on it. I am a betting woman. I'm a betting woman. I would put money on the fact that they are not only building a case against Stephen Stern, but they are also building a case against Jennifer Soto. Because here's the thing. Your daughter was being abused in one of the worst ways imaginable by your boyfriend. Your daughter was being abused by your boyfriend for years. And now your daughter is no longer on this earth because of your boyfriend. Where is the line drawn? I was listening to Nancy Grace, and she's hollering, she's screaming. like me, like half an hour ago. She's just hollering, she's screaming. Where does the line, like, where do you draw the line to not knowing and knowing, and the in between of knowing but avoiding, but ignoring? You know, where is it? Crystalline says she knew what was happening to her daughter. I think she may not have known immediately, but I think that she knew. I don't know if she knew. I don't know if she knew. I don't know her. I don't know what's in her brain. I don't know if she knew. But if she didn't know, the moment your boyfriend factory resets, have you guys ever factory reset a phone? It's like, go into this, go into this, go into this, go into this, click this. You have to click this. You have to say, yes, I'm for sure. And then you have to click this and you have to say, yes, I'm for sure. And then you have to click factory reset. And then probably there's another prompt. Are you actually legitimately sure that you want to factory reset your phone? Because you are going to lose everything. You will not be able to find anything, right? There were so many steps. The moment she found out that her boyfriend factory reset her phone the same day her daughter went missing, she should have realized. He is not talking. Steven Stern is not talking. He has not said anything. He is not giving any information, even after Madeline was found. There's no information that he is willing to give. He's not saying anything. So now the conversations that I'm seeing being had all over the internet are, what happens next? How much did Jennifer actually know? If she knew, why didn't she stop it? If she knew, why didn't she protect her daughter? If she knew, all of the things. All of the things. And I don't know. I don't have answers for that. I think that she knew. I think she was ignoring. And I think her ignorance, her willingness to stay ignorant, cost her daughter her life. And I am sad to see that this is the end result. It sucks. This whole thing sucks. I don't know. It's one of the saddest stories. She's just a baby. Just a little baby girl growing up in Florida. And your mom lets this man, this stranger, ruin your life. I don't know. I really don't have any words for how awful that actually is. There were the conversations that Steven, I keep forgetting his name, Steven, could quite possibly get the death penalty for this if the charges, that qualify him for the death penalty fit the crime. So welcome to Florida. I don't know. It's very interesting. But yeah, so Madeline's story will not end with this. Her story will continue to be told until as much justice as possible, can be done. I will keep an eye on any kind of updates. If anything big happens, I will let you guys know. I don't know. It's just, when I saw this, it's not a lot of information, right? Like, it's not like, oh, and then, and there's not like 8 people involved and everyone has their own storyline or anything. It's not a lot of that. But what is happening is that it's history of a 3-person family, and one of them's turning their head, minding their own business when their daughter is suffering. I hear you, Crystalline. I hear you. But, and I said earlier, this can help, we can take something from this, right? Like, this doesn't just have to be a true crime story that you'll hear on podcasts and hear people talk about. Like, this doesn't just have to be a story like this to people who weren't in their lives, weren't family members, weren't friends. This isn't just a story. Like, take the realness of it, like, if you see your kid's friend who's always walking a little too far to school, like, make note, have a thought through, decide, whatever you want to decide. You are an adult, you can come to good conclusions on how to handle so many different situations. Maybe your kid comes home and says, so-and-so is acting really different, complete turnaround. It could be the hormones, everyone's changing, especially around 13, or it could be a sign of something where it's like, feel free, don't drive yourself crazy with anything, but like, take something away from this that like me this past week, I had no idea what the hell was going on in the world. I didn't know we're turning basically martial law hit my state. Like, I had no idea, because I was so, like, my blinders are on to, like, I went from Hannah Gutierrez Reed to this. Like, I had no idea what was going on. Nothing. Like, there's hair gate on TikTok. Like, there's so much going on. I had no idea. I was but if I opened my blinders a little bit, I probably would have taken in a little bit more information. And I think all of us as like humans, like, it's okay to just, be focused on you. But if something happens and you see it and you feel it, like, at least have a thought about it. I think a lot of us just kind of brush away a lot of everything. A lot of this, a lot of that, a lot of this, just like, and who knows what could have happened if maybe a teacher or a friend went to their parent or something like that, maybe noticed a change, something odd, something different. Who knows? Like, anything. Possibilities are endless. But I don't know. It's just, she was suffering in silence. And she was putting on a front. And she was happy at her birthday party that her mom couldn't go to because she had to work. She just turned 13. The whole situation is only disgusting. I'm so pissed off. Yeah. So that's that super sad story of Madeline Soto. She had a memorial service, which so many people, so many friends, family, the neighborhood, people came from miles away to talk and share and smile and grieve together, which I thought was very beautiful. Jennifer was not there. She did not attend. So I don't know what that has to say about her, but I think that solidifies my opinion. She might have been encouraged to not go by a lawyer, or even police just in general. Maybe encouraged her not to go just because of the way things were feeling and vibing out at that point in time. But yeah, she was not there, and I will keep you guys updated with anything else that happens in this situation. But I quit my job today. Holy shit. You guys, I don't know what I'm gonna do. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go. And I'm gonna go enjoy my weekend. And like not have to be to work out Monday. That's crazy. I hope you guys have a good weekend. Thanks so much for watching and being here, liking and subscribing. And I will see you guys next Friday. Be good. Be kind. Take care of one another. I have to figure out like an outro so I can be like, okay, bye. A sad story, and I don't know. We're just going to leave it on a sad note, I guess. But thank you for being here. Thanks for watching. It's been Lily's News. My name's Lily, and I will see you all next Friday at 5 p.m. We will do something more lighthearted. I promise. Okay, I'll see you guys later. Bye.